When I got inside, I went right to the closet, opened the door. She standing up there naked. My man in my house. So even, he kept fooling around with her, like you say, going back and forth.
So he does not know that you believe Monica is his biological child?
He possibly have no daughter.
He don't know.
31 years later, he don't have the right.
He don't even know she exists.
Whew, now that's hurtful.
Her laying out on the bed, nude. I thought it was a beautiful picture because of the way the sun came across her body. I can't even look at that picture.
And Ms. Strickland, you sent it to another man.
Yes, Your Honor, in retaliation.
Ms. Moore steps up to the plate and throws a curveball by revealing to the court that their mother confessed Mr. Moore is not their biological father, sparking a lawsuit for paternity fraud. You'll be on the edge of your seat with what comes next.
But are now in court suing your mother for paternity fraud because she recently dropped a bomb and revealed that Mr. Moore is not your biological father. Mr. Moore, you are 100% certain that these are your daughters and the DNA test will prove it.
Ms. Willis lays it all out, acknowledging she had every intention to take the secret of her daughter's paternity to her grave, only confessing because her sister backed her into a corner and made her spill the beans.
Ms. Willis, you admit you intended to take this secret to your grave and came clean to your daughter only because your sister forced you to admit the truth. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Monica takes us back to a family gathering where whispers about her dad not being her real dad started to surface, leading her to confront her mother, who first denied everything, but then dropped the truth bomb.
It was at my Auntie Miriam's house, the one that's here today. They was joking around like, he's not your father and da-da-da-da-da. And I went and asked her about it, and she was like, no at first, and then she was like, yeah, he ain't your father. He ain't your sister's father as well.
This is the man you believed is your father.
It's the only man I ever knew.
Ms. Willis gets grilled about her secretive decision, admitting she had planned to lock that secret away forever if it weren't for her sister's meddling. Fasten your seatbelt, because we're diving deeper into the drama.
And that's how you plan to keep it?
Yes, I was.
So this entire situation was by design?
Right.
And so you say you would have taken this secret to your grave?
Yes, I would.
That's what you planned to do?
Stanley was
She still would have took it, Your Honor, if I wouldn't have forced her.
Only father he ever knew.
That's fair to us?
Not telling them nothing.
That's fair to us,
That's
your
how
kids?
I wanted it. Because they're telling them that they don't look like him. And he look different.
We don't. She
Which
don't.
it wasn't
We
her
don't.
business to say anything.
In a crucial turn of events, Ms. Willis confesses to having an affair, which likely led to the conception of her daughter, Monica, during that escapade. As we peel back the layers, Mr. Moore's deep involvement comes to light next.
I had an affair.
So she said it was a one-night stand.
It was a one-night stand.
Our relative, it was an ongoing
that's
situation.
That's where she always
in
go
the front
wrong.
door,
This
out
to other than her mother.
Well, you never told us anything. We wouldn't be here today.
So,
If they
If
would
you
have
wouldn't have brought me here, I wouldn't be here at all.
But the truth should set you free.
It comes out that Mr. Moore was not just present in Monica's life, but was super involved from the very beginning, even cutting the umbilical cord, all while blissfully unaware of the affair. Get ready, because the DNA results are about to stir up a storm.
And so you told him he was the biological father?
Yes.
You were present for the birth, Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Cut the umbilical cord.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you ever tell the other man you were pregnant and it possibly could be his child? You didn't tell him. So he does not know that you believe Monica is his biological
He
child.
possibly have
He
no
don't.
daughter.
He don't know.
31 years later, he don't have the
He
right.
don't even know she exists.
Whew, now that's hurtful.
The DNA results are in.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Moore, you are her father.
All right, strap in for this one. Ms. Jackson claims her ex-boyfriend fathered her 26-year-old daughter and has denied her since birth due to a love triangle involving his wife. Ms. Jackson is adamant, despite the ongoing denial from her ex. Just wait until you see how this web of drama continues to unravel next.
Ms. Jackson, you've dragged your ex-boyfriend to court to prove he fathered your 26-year-old daughter, Tanika. You claim he's denied her since birth because you were caught in a love triangle, him and his wife.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Hold on to your popcorn. Ms. Jackson reopened a child support case claiming Mr. Brown owes her over $20,000. This statement causes tension in the courtroom as both parties vehemently deny each other's accusations, revealing deep-seated issues over financial support. The courtroom's atmosphere is about to get even more heated.
1 week ago, you reopened your child support case in which you state Mr. Brown owes you $20,624.08.
That's Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, you and your wife claim you can't be the father because you were on the road for 3 months during the time of conception.
You'll want to sit down for this revelation. Mr. Brown and his wife contest the paternity claim, attributing his absence during the conception period to being on the road for work. This revelation introduces a significant challenge to Ms. Jackson's claim, raising questions about the timeline of events. Brace yourself, because the next scene adds even more spice.
You've basically taken care of your daughter alone.
That is
Yes,
not
Your
true,
Ms.
Your
Jackson,
Honor.
Yes.
your entire life you were told that Mr. Brown was your biological father?
By Mr. and Mrs. Brown, they told me different stories that he might not be my father, but my mother always told me that.
Why do you reopen the child?
Cause she don't, cause my husband don't want her.
It's still going on.
She's still
for
after my
26
husband.
years, it's still been going on. These people been denying my daughter for 26
She don't know who her daddy
years.
is.
Can you believe it? Ms. Jackson describes how she met Mr. Brown at a club, leading to an affair that began the same night. This encounter sets the stage for the ensuing relationship drama and the contested paternity, revealing the complicated beginnings of their relationship. Things are about to get even more tangled.
I
My
didn't
husband don't want
I
her.
met him at the club, Your Honor.
The club?
I met him at the club, and we started talking, we started dancing. He told me he'll be back, and when he left with his wife, he told me if she was just a friend. So he came back to the club. We danced, we partied, and then we went to the apartment.
Is that an apartment?
Not
Yes,
mine.
it was
No,
a
that's a
party.
lie.
Guess what's next? A dramatic confrontation occurs when Ms. Brown catches Ms. Jackson with Mr. Brown at their apartment, leading to a heated exchange. This moment highlights the ongoing deceit and the strain it has placed on all relationships involved. Wait till you see what happens when the truth starts spilling.
We was in the back of the room. She came in the door. She said, "Come on out, let me talk to you." And then later on, we was still in the apartment. He was dating her. They had broke up.
So you're at the apartment with him,
Yes, Your Honor.
having sex,
Yes, Your Honor.
unprotected. Ms. Brown walks in.
Yes,
And
Your
you remember it being Ms. Brown?
That was my apartment, Your Honor.
No, I didn't.
Me and the wife was having problems. It was much later when I caught her in the house with him.
Check this out. Another confrontation takes place in a club where Ms. Brown finds Mr. Brown and Ms. Jackson together in the bathroom. This public discovery escalates the conflict, showing the repetitive nature of Mr. Brown's infidelity. The next twist in this saga is just around the corner.
Him in the bathroom. Well, I told her, I said, you can go.
So you find him in the club in the bathroom,
Yes, ma'am.
and you pop the door open.
Yes, Your Honor.
They're in there.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
what happens during this confrontation?
Okay, I told her, I said, you can go. It ain't about you. I got him. So I jumped on him. I let her leave. She walked out. I unlocked the door with the key. So at that point, I had a sliding walk-in closet. I heard my closet door slide open.
Did that just happen? Yes, it did. Ms. Brown narrates discovering Ms. Jackson hidden in a closet at her apartment, marking a significant and dramatic point in their ongoing marital strife. This instance serves as a poignant example of the deceit affecting their marriage. You won't believe what's coming up next.
When I got inside, I went right to the closet, opened the door. She standing up there naked. My man in my house. So even, he kept fooling around with her, like you say, going back and forth. So
You knew that he kept an affair going with her.
Yeah, off and on, yes. Oh,
So
yeah.
were you all married at this time?
Me and Mr. Brown had been together for about 3 or 4 years when he started messing with her.
Time for a reality check. The court discusses Mr. Brown's relationships and his irresponsible behavior, including unprotected sexual relations with multiple partners. This conversation underscores the reckless actions that have led to the current paternity dispute. The next piece of evidence is about to throw everyone for a loop.
Mr. Brown, do you remember going with her to the clinic?
No, Your Honor.
Do you remember being in a relationship with both of them at the same time, back and forth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you sleeping with both of them without protection?
Yes.
So why do you deny that Tanika is your daughter if you know you've been with this woman?
I've seen too many things happen. Like one morning, come find out, she was out with another man.
Now for a game changer. The pivotal moment arrives when Ms. Jackson presents a signed acknowledgement of paternity dated back to 1990, which Mr. Brown disputes. This evidence becomes central to the case, as it directly contradicts Mr. Brown's previous statements. The courtroom is on the edge of their seats as the final evidence is unveiled.
Was he acting like Tanika was his child?
Yes, Your
Was he
Honor.
excited about the
Yes,
child?
Your Honor. He named her Tanika Lachey Brown. Yes,
No,
so
he wasn't.
Came,
No,
he
he
came
wasn't.
in the hospital, Your Honor.
He wasn't there when
asked
you were
me-
born.
He asked me where she was. He put the robe on her and he fed her. Not only that, Kay, just when she was born, he came by the
No,
house
she know
and
he
he
want
dressed
the
her
girl
up.
so bad.
He dressed and carried her to the pool hall with her, with his daughter.
And here's the big reveal. The DNA test results are revealed.
Mr. Brown, you are her father.
Jesus, Mama.
Ms. Strickland brings her husband to court to prove he's the biological father of their 4-year-old daughter, Nancy. She believes proving paternity will mend their strained marriage. Buckle up, because this family roller coaster is just leaving the station.
Ms. Strickland, you have brought your husband to court to prove he is the biological father of your 4-year-old daughter, Nancy. You say your marriage is strained and claim positive paternity results will save your relationship.
She emphasizes just how crucial today's paternity test results are, confessing that a negative outcome could likely break their marriage beyond repair. Mr. Strickland shares his anguish in the deep-seated issues with trust that have brought them to this pivotal moment. Stay tuned, because this emotional ride is about to hit a steep drop.
Because I love him with all my heart, and I would never do anything to betray his trust. Ever. I need these results to prove to him that this is his little girl, this is his daughter.
Mr. Strickland?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell the court how this is affecting you.
Well, it's caused a lot of stress in my life. I've had issues with trust. I've had issues with people cheating on me. I got with her and I thought it was completely different. And just one thing after another, it was things showing me that, can I trust her?
They delve into how they met and fell in love over a shared history of rocky relationships. The story unfolds with twists of fate and rings exchanged, despite the looming shadows of their pasts. Grab your popcorn, folks. The plot thickens from here.
We'd met online on a dating site, and we talked on there for probably 6 or 7 months. Really good friends. We stayed best friends. We tried dating at that point in time. Unfortunately, I was in a bad relationship. I was in a bad marriage, and so was she. It wasn't working at that. We remained friends for 5 years. From there, it was, I'd given her a ring. I gave her my family ring.
Ms. Strickland explains the pressures of balancing a new job and family life in a different city, which only stoked the fires of Mr. Strickland's jealousy and suspicion. Every trip she made was a fuse to his powder keg of doubts. Fasten your seatbelts. Turbulence is ahead as trust issues take center stage.
While I was trying to obtain a home for us in a new city, and I was looking for a job. And in the 11 months, I went back and forth from where we were living. And in that time, it created jealousy issues. He thought that maybe I was seeing other people while I was going down to Memphis to see my children.
The couple hits a bureaucratic wall when they learn that because Ms. Strickland was still legally married to another man at the time of Nancy's birth, her ex is presumed the father by law. Next up, watch as they navigate through this legal labyrinth.
She had gone over there and she'd been to Memphis for probably about a week. And it was kind of rough. Because, of course I missed her. I loved her. The same thing as before. It was, she didn't want me around her. She didn't want me near her.
So, Miss Strickland, did you shun him?
No, Your Honor. It was never intended to shun Mr. Strickland. He pulled back from being affectionate towards my stomach. He would talk to my belly while I was pregnant.
They face a series of frustrating obstacles with the birth certificate due to their unmarried status and legal technicalities, adding fuel to the fire of Mr. Strickland's suspicions. Don't go anywhere. The drama escalates with every piece of paperwork.
When they first brought the birth certificate in, I had signed the paperwork. They refused it because me and her were not legally married. She was still legally married to her ex-husband. They brought in the second birth certificate. She requested to have her maiden name put on it. They said there wasn't a problem. She signs the paperwork. They send it off. We wait in the mail for it to come in. We're sitting there in the mail and we get the birth certificate in, and I'm happy. I'm thinking, okay, she's gonna have her maiden name, but I can deal with that.
Ms. Strickland admits to sending a retaliatory nude photo to a coworker, unveiling layers of mistrust and miscommunication that have marred their marriage. The plot thickens. Let's see how Mr. Strickland reacts to this bombshell.
Those are pictures that I actually myself have taken.
So you took the pictures, but she sent them to another man. Oh.
One picture that she had sent that was very provocative. Her laying out on the bed, nude. I thought it was a beautiful picture because of the way the sun came across her body. I can't even look at that picture anymore.
And Miss Strickland, you sent it to another man.
Yes, Your Honor. In retaliation.
As they air out their dirty laundry, more details about their entanglements with others come to light, deepening Mr. Strickland's doubts about their relationship and the paternity of their daughter. Hold on to your socks, because this roller coaster is about to do a loop.
It's actually a little stronger. Realizing how easily could have got her name changed. Why hasn't she done it? I don't have time. I work all day.
Why haven't you done it? I mean, he's working. You just need $100. Ask for the DNA test to start the test. Why haven't you at least gone to talk to a lawyer about it and needed legal help?
Haven't had the money, Your Honor.
Okay.
The much anticipated paternity results are revealed.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Strickland, you are the father.
Mr. Salinas drops the bomb. He doubts he's the daddy. He spills the tea about their boozy night and his skepticism about the timing of baby Lily's arrival. The judge chimes in, reminding everyone that it only takes one tango to start a family.
Mr. Salinas, you claim your doubts surrounding the paternity of month-old Lily are warranted. While you admit to a drunken night with the defendant, you don't believe her child was conceived that evening.
Ms. Cantu takes the stage to clarify her relationship status back when the night in question went down. She admits to a casual vibe, not locked down by exclusivity, shedding light on her personal life choices during that period.
So you had a boyfriend, but you slept with Mr. Salinas.
Mr. Salinas had messaged me asking to want to hang out and whatnot, and I hadn't seen him in over a year. When we first met, whenever I moved to Corpus Christi, we were kind of in the same lifestyle, you know, and as time went on, as I was getting closer to finishing my college career, that kind of faded, and I really didn't, you know, party anymore, so I didn't really hang out with him as much.
In a moment of oh no she didn't, Ms. Cantu confesses to the panic button press. Taking a morning after pill, she dives into the risky business of their unprotected rendezvous, acknowledging both the pregnancy scare and STD risks.
Were you afraid of getting pregnant at all? You didn't use protection with Mr. Salinas?
The day after, because I did realize that we had unprotected sex that night, or the day after, I did the responsible thing and I went to go take the morning after pill, that it would work, and I went about my day, you know, went to class thinking that everything was good. Just because, you know, I wasn't in an exclusive relationship. I'm young, it doesn't, you know, people do it all the time, you know.
But
so.
you understand that there are STDs?
Yes, I do understand this stuff.
Mr. Salinas finds out about Ms. Cantu's bun in the oven, not through a call, but through a Facebook comment. Talk about modern problems. This social media bombshell ratchets up the tension and piques his curiosity about his possible fatherhood role.
I got on Facebook one day and I saw her comment saying that she was pregnant.
On Facebook? This is your evidence? After this day, this night you had together, you didn't talk anymore, or you were still talking?
No, I didn't. We just had sex. We didn't talk anymore. I understood that she was kind of on the rocks with this other guy, and I made it clear to her that I didn't want a relationship or a commitment till I was 25 or 30.
The plot escalates as they discuss the need for a DNA test. Ms. Cantu throws another curveball. Her ex is also playing the not the daddy card. This confession layers the emotional complexity of the situation.
Have you had a DNA test for your ex?
No, we haven't. We haven't had a DNA test from my ex. He denies the baby, and he told me that he didn't want anything to do with her, that it wasn't what he wanted or needed, and that I needed to take care of it.
The judge grills Mr. Salinas on his flimsy efforts to connect with Lily, dissecting his financial struggles and emotional readiness for potential daddy duties. This heart-to-heart digs into the gritty realities of stepping up to the plate.
Mr. Salinas, $100. You couldn't pull that together to go up and see this child?
Time, I really couldn't afford it. I had a minimum wage paying job and I was out doing my music. Wasn't sure if she was mine or not, and I didn't want to put forth the effort and taking steps to see all for nothing.
So with this minimum wage job, you still couldn't save up $100?
I didn't have that job for very long.
Mr. Salinas finally lays eyes on a picture of Lily, sparking a flood of emotions as he sizes up their resemblance and contemplates diving into the deep end of fatherhood.
So you've never seen the baby?
No.
Never? And the first time you ever lay eyes on this little girl that could be yours is on a picture in my courtroom.
That is correct, Your Honor.
I mean, just look at her. She's beautiful.
She's beautiful. I don't know if it's too early, but I still don't think that my features have come out in her. She looks a lot like her so bad. And I never even seen what the other guy looks like.
After all the buildup, the DNA results thunder in.
Is the biological daughter of Mr. Salinas. Mr. Salinas, you are the father.
Yes, indeed.